Yeah, well, we're talking about the fact that food and culinary arts are becoming ever popular on social media, especially on Instagram, because you have an opportunity to be taking the most beautiful pictures and making people's mouths water out there. And one person who is doing that is avid food Instagrammer, Nikki Albertine, who joins us this morning. Good morning, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Oh, lovely. What a beautiful day, right?
It's stunning.
Oh, good. Okay, so let's talk about this whole revolution of food Instagram. Is it Insta foodies? Do we call them that?
I just call it food Instagrammers.
Just food Instagrammers, okay? Gotta stick to the lingo.
Food
Food grams. Okay, but first of all, what makes a very good food-oriented Instagram account? What would you say?
Well, firstly, there's a lot of photographers out there.
Yeah.
And to stand out above the rest,
Yeah.
it's quite tough. And also there's a difference between mobile photography and being able to use a camera.
Yeah.
But we all take photos on our smartphones. And for Instagram, I think just understanding how to capture your subject and composing your shots and working with what you've got, natural lights and props, and you know, also depending on what you're taking photos of. But with food, just understanding kind of what your subject matter is.
We've looked through some of your photos and we absolutely love them. So we think that you can give some of our viewers out there some tips on styling food and photographing it. What are the things you need to go through to make sure that you take the perfect picture that's going to make someone go, oh, I want to eat that?
Well, like I said, it depends on what the dish is. For me, if it's a very rustic-looking kind of dish, I would let the food stand out by itself. And if it's a more simple kind of dish, I'd bring in props, like other kind of things that make it pop.
Yes.
But yeah, I think also you need to develop your own style, your own voice, and because there's so many foodie Instagrammers out there, and you just need to play with what you love doing, and it'll shine through. You'll eventually figure out what that is and stand out.
It could be something as simple as, let's say, adding a little flower on the corner of your post, because that's just how you do, right? Yeah,
you have to understand what the viewers are seeing and where you want to lead their eyes to, how you compose your shot. You have to just really practice and play around with that.
So let's take this. This is our image that we're trying to create. Like you said, lighting is most important. And go away, seagulls. They'll pounce on this any time now. But what are we trying to look at? Is lighting coming from the top to give everything, or kind of like exposure, or you wanted to create shadows? Let's take a picture of this and you show me how you do it.
So usually what I would do is I use my smartphone, and I always have a whiteboard with me, and then my subject. Sometimes I take photos of foodie stuff or more floral kind of things, but it's usually food-orientated things.
And what is this?
It's an apple galette.
Apple galette.
That's about cinnamon smells. But also, if you have something that's quite simple and you want to add other props, then I'm taking a photo of an Italian dish. I'll maybe have some basil plants. You try to use your props. They have to draw from the
authenticity of the food.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
All the props need to speak to each other. You're kind of not going to have a Turkish delights and then have a rooibos tea there.
Yes. All right.
All right. I'm in Facebook here.
Okay. Okay. So you log on very quickly.
Yeah.
But let's quickly just take a photo and just show us from just a photographic point of view, because obviously when it comes to the filters, you can then choose what you want.
Yes.
But how would you then?
So I'd usually compose my shot on my whiteboard, and then I try to get up as high as I can.
Because the shadows just kill, right?
Like right now, I usually shoot in front of a big window. Sorry, a big window with one light source. So the light is quite soft. At the moment we have overcast day, which is also quite perfect for shooting outside.
So, oh, look at that. Okay, now this is how you know, because this looks like a piece of art. Can we get that on? Okay, hold on, let me just quickly get it. Look at that.
That's obviously without the edits and stuff.
Yeah, that's just the basic picture, but I think that's most important to make sure that the initial image you get is great, and then you work on it from there.
Yeah, for sure. You have to kind of have your bases sorted, and then you can jazz it up.
And then just very quickly, who are the three or the foodie Instagrammers that you say we should follow?
I follow a lot of international accounts, and also with Instagram, it's quite difficult to see where people are from. They don't really put it in their bios, but. Overseas, Salted Crown.
Salted Crown?
And then Eva Cosmos Flores.
Eva Cosmos Flores.
She's got a really popular food blog, Adventures in Cooking. And then locally, it's a very young boy. I think he's super inspiring. I think he's going to go places. He's 16. His name is Ben Orkin.
Ben Orkin, okay.
Yeah. And I just love what he does. He's very real and stays true to baking and
Well, there you go. If you are a keen food Instagrammer, then you want to go onto Instagram and follow all of those accounts right now. But we want to get into the kitchen right now because listen, it's that time of the month. We are all broke, so we need to do some broke month baking.